Discussion keeps the world turning.
This is Roundtable.
Is AI helping you draft that email right now? And have you ever stopped to wonder what your job will look like in 5 years' time? On this International Workers' Day, we're taking a closer look at what makes someone valuable when a machine can do so much. Who is getting squeezed out and who is stumbling into opportunities they never saw coming? And what skills are actually worth hanging on to? Coming to you from our studio in Beijing, this is Roundtable. I'm Fei Fei, and for today's program, I'm joined by Steve Hatherley and Niu Honglin. So first of all, we're talking about artificial intelligence and jobs. What a new topic that is on the Roundtable show. It's a topic appear from time to time on Roundtable simply because there are so many jobs that are basically invented by artificial intelligence.
AI is moving in the sense that it's developing. It's showing there are so many new skills, new agents, new features showing up, created or related to AI. And at the same time, we see the development of the workforce as well. So yeah, we're talking about it, but every single time we have different examples, we have different angles, and we see different things that wow us.
It's one of the things that's impacting the world. This isn't a story that's exclusive to China or Canada or America or wherever. This is something where the world is adjusting on the fly. As new technologies come out, new jobs are being created. Some jobs are being lost, which is an unfortunate yet almost inevitable side effect of some of these advances. And that's why it's constantly in the news. It's because everyone from world leaders right down to babies, I would say, is affected by this.
Yeah, we see the World Economic Forum projections reveal that advances in AI and information processing could create roughly 11 million new jobs between 2025 and 2030. And I don't know, maybe I can find another of my dream job other than the one I'm doing right now because of AI.
And what are some of the examples? For instance, what are the new jobs out there that's been basically created by AI?
I'll reference what Niu Honglin was just talking about, the World Economic Forum. Yeah, so within a 5-year period, they're talking about millions of opportunities, but they're also talking about millions of job displacements as well. 9 million is the number estimated for that. Now, the first jobs likely to feel the impact of AI are the ones that are highly repetitive or rule-based or perhaps driven by data, and the reach of AI is expanding fast. So it's moving into the areas of lower skilled roles to highly skilled professions. Specific examples might be factory floors to, well, gosh, almost every corner of the service industry. So one specific example that comes to mind for me, and I think this has been kind of on the radar for people since maybe 2 years ago, or maybe even more than that, customer servicing and call center jobs. And this came to mind for me because I see this all the time. Whenever we're talking to customer service, we're usually talking to a chat bot. Not always, but in many cases that's true. And I always remember this first when we talk about jobs being replaced by AI, because in the beginning, I didn't realize I was chatting to a chat bot.
Oh, really?
No.
We were talking
You're
online.
genuinely thinking about talking to a human.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, thanks for your help. You were really so kind and helpful today. And the response like, oh, no problem. My pleasure. I thought, oh, this is really great customer service. And I'm talking to my friends and they're like, yeah, you're talking to a chatbot. And I felt deceived almost in a way.
But it solved your problem.
Yeah.
Answered your questions.
It did. But it doesn't always do that.
Which is why still sometimes we need and we talk to real human customer service.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a hybrid model.
Yeah.
I remember a story from the United States. It was about a telecom company. And the customer service representatives there were using a new AI system. And that AI system could sense when the customer and the service agent conversation was going in a negative direction, and the customer was being difficult or perhaps angry. And what the AI system would do at the time, I forget whether it was music or photos or both, but the customer service agent would previously enter in like family photos or their favorite song or calming music or something, and that would play in their ears while they were chatting with the angry customer.
I would be irritated because I am trying to ask your help to solve my problem and you're playing music. That's not helping.
But you don't know. You don't know.
I don't know for every customer. But there are also other cases. That is, in order to ask AI or to get to the help you need to ask AI the right questions. And sometimes you don't know how to ask it the right questions because you're not that familiar with the company or with the platform.
Yes.
And that is why for a lot of customer services, the human ones, while they are on the phone talking with clients, they use AI for help because they have the basic knowledge about their company, about the platform, about the information they really need, and they need to ask AI. So this is another hybrid mold. And I think it's a case of AI not replacing a job, but increasing it.
Yeah, but that being said, there are people that are worried about their jobs being replaced, and there's a good reason for it. We gave the example of customer service, but there's data entry and processing, there's translation services, there's manufacturing or assembly line workers. We can agree that those jobs are being replaced already. Banking in many places where mobile apps and self-service kiosks are being heavily used. Cashiers in grocery stores are being replaced by self-service pay.
Well, I think that depends. Like, thinking about the customer service example that we just talked about, it's not that people do not work in customer service anymore. It's about you need new skills to be able to work in these jobs in current day and age. And even for like assembly factory workers, they may not be the one that's being on the assembly line doing the work, but there are some other skills that they need to acquire to be able to stay in this industry in particular. Right?
Yeah. And recently in our office, we just did something that is kind of like replacing a human position with AI. That is, we hired someone from outside of the company to do the design of one of our posters. And they're really bad. We talked to them and we prepaid them a certain percentage so they can start the design. And they don't know what they're doing. And at the end of the day, we came up with the idea. We talked to AI and we got the picture we need. And all we need to do is to use Photoshop or some other kind of designing apps to better our idea. And that is why, yes, we are kind of using AI to replace certain jobs or even eliminate certain roles. But at the same time, one of our colleagues very passionately said to me, previously, I do not have the ability to draw very well. But now I feel like I have the picture in my mind. And now with the help of AI, I can make you see it too. And that is why, for example, AI animator is one of the newest officially recognized professions. And in 2025, generative AI animation producer was added to even the country's list of new occupations. And for those who have a really good sense of aesthetic, who have the picture in their mind forever, but finding it hard for people to see it, they can use generative models to create this visual content quickly, very efficiently. And it's not about the tool. It's about how the pictures are made. It's directly from your imagination to something concrete that millions and thousands of millions of viewers get to see.
So that poses a very, very, I will say, a bit difficult question that may be very helpful to our listeners out there. So if some of the young graduates, they're thinking about entering into, well, they're not thinking about entering the job market. They have to enter the job market. And what are the tips that we can give to these job seekers when it comes to, how to find your position in this AI-driven world, in this era of AI?
Don't ignore it.
That's true.
Don't ignore it. It was the same advice that teachers got. when it was entering into the classroom. You can fight against it all you want, but you're going to get left behind. So it's evolving so fast, and the skills that are necessary for employees are evolving fast. It makes it a real challenge in 2026 for young people in their second year of university, third year of university, even freshmen, even high school students who are getting ready to enter into university. What do I do? Where do I go? Identify your field, identify how AI is being implemented in that field, and learn it.
Well, my advice is don't worship it. If you think learning different skills of AI, learning how to use different models, and whenever a new way of using AI emerges itself on the internet, you feel like so pressured. You want to learn to use it. You want to be an expert in this one. And before being even slightly familiar with it, you see the next one and you started to learn the next one. Don't do that, because essentially they hire you for who you are. You are the one who's making the imagination in your mind to a picture that people can see. You are the one who knows your company from a human perspective, only needing the assistant from an AI tool. So know who you are and know what is your strength, and having AI helping you maximize your strength, maximize the thing that makes you different and special from anybody else is going to be the thing that makes you irreplaceable in the job market.
So adaptation probably is the key word for adapting to a new world created by AI.